Hello, Tedious. It is an honor to talk to a close military advisor to Alexander the Great. Can you explain the rise of your culture?
Well, it started in Thebes with Philip II, who was a young, strong man who was held hostage in 365. However, Epaminondas gave him education in military and diplomacy. His reign was marked with ethnic clashes, but he ended up making peace with Athenians. His system of government was similar to that of the Achaemenid Empire, as shown by government roles like royal secretary, archive, and special throne. I believe Alex's aims can be only be theorized because due to his due to his aim to conquer and his inheritance. His people viewed him as divine because of his victories. The men marching found traces of Dionysus and Heracles. These were godlike figures that Alex thought he could do more than. It was also his march could have also been about spreading Hellenism in Persia and Asia Minor. Skills that I used came at the start of Alexander's reign when my advice was not taken. I knew barbaric tribes were troubling. They were poisonous to our vision due to their rebellion. I did not want internal struggle, but when we got to Thebes, we were met with showers of attacks. A difficult decision was made to destroy Thebes. We did this bittersweetly because is where it started, and there was no turning back here. The Battle of Granesis frightened me fully. We pressed on, and I will never forget the sounds of footsteps and battle cries coming from Persians. Greeted with arrow swarms, it was like evading volcano and ash plumes. Horseback infantry then boosted morale. Soon, confidence grew as the phalanx's power minimized casualties. Settled, Alexander practiced proskynesis, wearing Persian clothing and adopting practices. I had my thoughts, but we needed unity or we would not go far. We fought many battles like in Issus and Granesis, and in Gaugamela where we encountered Darius. There, Persian soldiers tried to take me out while I fought to pursue Darius as he escaped with remaining Persians hunted down. An important victory taking control of this old empire. It was interesting how Alexander would change tactics as we pushed further into Asia and made our way towards India and the Parava kingdom, led by Porus. We saw this as an opportunity to cement our great influence. At the end of this fight, mass casualties weren't incurred by our side, but by Porus's. Alexander was honored by Porus and his formidability that he gave him the right to retain his kingship.
Interesting. So, what happened after?
Mutiny began. Many men called it quits and wanted out. It was a lost cause, and after the conquer, I decided to go to southern Mesopotamia. I learned that there was a division of states there, areas conquered and generals controlled. These were self-serving men. At this time, I would reflect on Alexander's legacy. During the conquest, Alexander had established many cities in his name that were self-governed, like Nicaea in India, for example. Despite Greek focus, states binded different cultures. In Ptolemy, there was a focus on pharaohs. In India, there was a focus on Buddhism, and cults started flourishing in Iran and Mesopotamia. Good or bad, this was a progressive world that broadened my thinking. Though Alexander died, these areas had paraphernalia he encountered. But the conquest might have set up for kingdoms where science, diversity of thought, and arts were all advanced. I will never forget that feeling of exploring cultures from locals and foreigners. I hope Alexander is resting in peace, and I hope he rests assured knowing his impact.
Successful?
It always will be.